Let's talk about vices, man. Let's just jump into this. I mean, you were at my movie premiere in New York City, and I gave a tearjerker of a speech beforehand. But for people that don't know, I struggled with alcohol and drugs and heroin in the end in a big way. And I think it was because I dealt with my internal struggles by going to vices. And I learned that early on, Wes. When I was a teenager, I just was like, I don't know. I had the drink. And when I went to college, I had the drinks to kind of just get rid of the tension and the anger I had. And at Wall Street, it happened, and it compounded with drugs and heroin until I had the overdose. It took me a long time to get over that. And I know in this lockdown period, a lot of people have gone to the vices. And I know in prison, a lot of people don't realize this, but the access to drugs is almost even more so than on the street. And you had to struggle with that, but then at some point you realized that wasn't the solution. And I'm curious, how do you explain it to people that are listening that they might be struggling themselves or might not be happy when they turn to the drink or the drugs or whatever it is, sex or retail. And how do you start having that conversation with someone that's only a byproduct of something internally you haven't settled? Because I wish I could have figured that out when I was 30.
Well, I just like to say those people don't realize they are the most powerful people. So the people who turn to vices, it's because they have such strong natural emotions, and they don't realize that their naturally emotional state, if they use that to run to personal growth, to run towards positive acts, they are the people who excel very quickly, because it's not a selfish motivation of, hey, I just want to look better or this or that. It becomes emotional. Like I want to make my mom proud. I want to make my son proud. And I mean, that can work up an amount of power in me in a split second. And people don't realize that. The mother who's emotionally motivated to lift the car off her trapped son. I mean, where did she get that power? It's known to happen. And the point is when the people who turn to vices, addictions, and this of that sort, they don't really realize that they're trying to numb those massively strong emotions they have. And when they turn that to positive action, they use it for their benefit, they'll tap into power that they never knew they had and be exponentially living at their highest potential. It's just crazy. These are the people who usually make it. The Robert Downey Jr.'s, the people like myself, you, Brian. I mean, we're operating from a different source of motivation, and it's just deeper. There's more of an attachment. It's nothing superficial. It's deeply contrived from within, through tears, through pain, through everything we've been through, and we put more into it.
Yeah, when I did that Ironman race a couple of years ago, and throughout the whole movie and the making of it, I, for the first time, was really public about my struggle with addiction and overdose. And I mean, let's be honest. I mean, fucking heroin's a scary word to be dropping on all your friends and friendly and your wife, who you haven't told for 16 years. And for me, I wrapped all that up in my training. And at the end, when I crossed that finish line, man, I just had tears streaming down my face, because it was like a redemption, And so now it's like I bring all of that energy, like you said, to everything I do every day. And I feel like I owe a lot of people to come correct and to show up. So during all this lockdown and all this stress over the last 8 weeks, I mean, not once was I ever tempted to go back to a vice. Never. I didn't even think about it until a couple days ago. And I was like, oh yeah, because for me, it's just, I've channeled all that energy into something creative or something to pay back, if that makes sense.
Well, habitually, you've created someone that runs to personal growth instead of vices. I mean, our subconscious is created by our habits, and our emotions are what instills something into our subconscious. So naturally, coming from prison, I'm in a massively emotional state 24/7. And prison is extremely habitual, because you have a program of politics being forced upon you by your own gang. Your own race is forcing you a wake-up time, a mandatory workout, mandatory everything. You have all these things that you have to do every day, and you're majorly emotional at the time. So you're instilling this into your subconscious at a greater degree. Your subconscious is then controlling you. That's why so many people fall victim to what's known as cognitive dissonance, because they'll have like two conflicting beliefs. Like they'll want to be ripped and work out, but they'll believe that they can have pizza too and eat this way too. And the point is they just haven't solidified it into their subconscious by being strict and structuring those core beliefs that they really want this. This is what they want. And the point is that's why the obsessed individual is the massively successful one, because he knows exactly what he wants. He goes directly after it, and there is no detours. So it becomes something habitual that we instill in our subconscious by staying the path until it's harder to break the path.